In this video, we're going to take a look at Canvas's SpeedGrader. As an instructor, SpeedGrader allows you to view and grade student submissions in one place on a simple scale or using a complex rubric. Canvas accepts a variety of document formats and even URLs as assignment submissions. Some document assignments can be marked up for feedback directly within the submission. You can also provide feedback to your students with text or media comments. In this example today, we're going to take a look at using SpeedGrader to grade a Google Doc Cloud assignment, as well as some file uploads within a Canvas quiz. In order to view the student submissions, I'm going to go to the specific assignment or quiz that I want to view. In the first example we're going to look at, we're going to go into our modules. I have a Google Doc Cloud assignment here that I want to view and grade the student submissions. In order to do that, I'm going to click on the actual assignment title. And I have a few different options. I can edit the assignment settings, which is not what I want to do. I want to use the SpeedGrader to actually view each student submission. So I'm going to click on SpeedGrader. I only have 2 students in this class, so I'm going to view and see what students have completed the assignment. In order to do that, I'm going to come over here and select the drop-down menu, and I can see that I have 2 students that have submitted this assignment. Each of those students has a dot next to their name to indicate they have a submission that has not yet been graded. If I want to go back to the assignment, I can click on this link right here, and that will take me back. The little eyeball allows me to hide student submissions. So basically what that does is it will keep all the submissions private until you are ready to actually post those grades. Okay, so in this first example, students were to actually fill in this Google Doc with some examples of different animal types. I can see that it looks like this student has created or has completed this assignment, so I can quickly give the student their points. So in this case, this assignment was worth 10 points. I'm going to go ahead and give the student 10 points. Now, if I had a rubric, you would see the rubric options here. The rubric would appear, and you could click on the variety of different points that the student received for each of the criteria selected in the rubric. I can also add text and audio comments if I want to do that, or even video comments. I can just simply say good job and select submit to send those comments and to submit that grade. Now, because this particular assignment required a document submission, I do have some annotation tools built within Canvas. So if I want to actually give students more specific feedback on different parts of their assignment, I can click on this little tool here, and I can, give some more specific feedback. I hate snakes. All right, so I do have the option to do that. I can also use highlighting tool. I could add some text, and then I can also even select different areas that I want to make those comments on. So because this appears, these annotation tools appear because, once again, this is a document that was submitted. If I ever want to download the document, I can do that here. I can also come over here and download that student submission. So now that I have scored this student, you will now see a green check box or a little check mark next to the student's name. Okay, and I can keep on doing this for each of my students. So here's the next student submission, and I can quickly grade that. Again, if I had the rubric, I could select the students quickly. I'm going to type in the student's grade here. if I wanted to give them comments, or if I even wanted to attach a document, maybe they didn't do so well on there and I want to give them a resource sheet, I can simply click on this little attachment icon and attach some additional resources. So I am finished. I'm going to click on submit, and now I have both of my students have a check mark next to their name to indicate that their submission has been scored. So that is an example of using the SpeedGrader for a Google Doc Cloud assignment. If it wasn't a Google Doc Cloud assignment, let's just say it was a text entry box, then here on this page, you would not have the annotation tools. You would simply have the student answers, okay, in a text format. All right, so that was the example. I'm going to go ahead and click back to modules. And the next thing I'm going to show you using the SpeedGrader is how to grade student submissions for either a file upload or an essay in quizzes. So here is a quiz. The students had just a couple of questions on this quiz, and they had to submit some images. So just like we saw in the assignments, you can see that when you click on the quiz, you have the option for SpeedGrader right here. So we're going to click on SpeedGrader, and same exact format. I have my first student here, and you can see that it tells us the following questions are ready for review, questions 2 and 3. So in this particular quiz, there was 3 questions. The first question was auto-graded by Canvas. It's the second and third question that in order for the student to receive their full score for the quiz, I have to review those. So I'm going to click on question 2 here. All right, and here is the student's submission. Let's see. Gotta click on that. And for some reason, there it is. Okay, so here's my student's first submission, and it looks like that follows what they were supposed to submit, which was a picture of a warm-blooded animal. All right, the next one was a picture of a cold-blooded animal, so I'm going to click on that. It just might take a second to load. Ooh. All right, wow, a snake. Okay. So I'm going to click back here. Each of those had a value of 5 points. So I can click on the little box where I enter the point value. And again, I only have to do this for essay questions or file upload questions. All right, so once I do that, then I can click on update scores. And now the student should get their points for questions 2 and 3. So they missed this first question. It had a value of 5 points. So at this moment, the student has a score of 10 out of 15. So I'm going to move on to my next student. Again, I can click the next arrow, or from the drop-down menu, I can select the next student. Here is the next student that I need to grade. I'm going to select the question 2 and 3, and I've clicked on it and it should download here. I'll give it a second for it to load. All right, so that's our, nice picture, warm-blooded animal. All right, so I can go back and again score this student. Let's see, there we go, for their point value. So somehow it was switched to the other student. Let's go back here. All right, so we had the chimp picture, so I'm going to give that student 5 points. And then looks like we've got an alligator picture here. All right, an alligator, a crocodile, but it is fitting for that particular question. So I'm going to select back here just so we can see. All right, so I'm going to, again, it defaulted back to that student, but all right, we're gonna give this student 5 points for that alligator picture, and then I'm gonna update the scores. So now this student has a score of 15 points out of 15. All right, so again, I don't have any annotation tools because I do not have any submissions that are actual documents. So when we're grading and using the SpeedGrader in our Canvas quizzes, you don't have those options. That's going to be in your assignments. So that is a video on how you use the SpeedGrader within Canvas.